so many guys out there. We don't never say was anymore. Drama continues. Is that a present? But you want it to be true, you make it true. So you get clicks, but when you go personal, what's really going on? Like, what's going on, y'all? This Greg said it. Back with another one. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Greg said it. We live Mother's Day edition, y'all. It's happy Mother's Day to the mothers, mamas, baby mamas. What's going on? Everybody in the chat. Our Jizzle in the building. Our Jizzle. How's it coming with that Tangler box, man? What you been doing with it? You been live TV, movie, TV shows, all that good stuff. What's been going on with it? You know, speaking of Tangler box, this is our sponsor for the show. Like I said before, y'all, if you don't have it, don't just go to the site and click on it or whatever. Go ahead and get your order on for less than $300 flat. No monthly. Or you can go pay $100, $120, $130, $140 a month. Or you can go and pay $50 a month and have a third of the channels you need and all that stuff. Tangler box, one-time fee, put on your card, whatever. Knock it out. Get your order in. And you set. Our Jizzle can tell you, Alec can tell you, what it's about. But one thing that we're seeing, rookie camp has started. We're starting to see how important it's going to be, especially when preseason hit. We're going to be able to see those preseason games that may not show in our market. That's going to be one of the benefits of it. Also, it's going to be a situation where, you want to see what's going on in the local news. They're doing a good job of showing what Shedeur's doing because he the man, right? But you want to hear what the local news is saying and stay on top of what's going on in each market. You definitely want that Tangler box. You have every local channel, ABC, NBC. And of course, you have all the sports channels and all that good stuff. NFL Network, all that. So you'll catch all the games once the season hit. But just something you want to have. The kids love it. You get to watch a lot of movies, free movies, things like that. A lot of movies we've seen growing up, a lot of TV shows we've seen growing up. So definitely want that. It's up in what's that? Right there. Right there. Click it. Don't just click it. Don't just put your name and go ahead and get your order. Buy. Go ahead and order it. defeatcable.com. Now for that commercial, right? So y'all, we don't have our first week of rookie camp. Don't go by. I know some people been talking about it. I think yesterday was like day 2. I don't know if they're gonna do something today, be day 3, and then eventually gonna roll over with the rest of the team. Had a little mini camp where they kind of get acclimated to the system and all that good stuff. What's going on? Patrick Williams, what's going on? We got Willie Walker here. What's going on? Let me see what our drizzle say. And watch my local TV channels. Yeah, definitely want your local TV channels. Definitely have all of that. And you have everybody else's local channels too, which is crazy. That's an underestimate. It depends on, like, if you travel, you move from your city or whatever, you want to see what's going on back home, you go right there to the channel like you there. That's the good thing about it. Major cities, small cities, all over the country, which is pretty interesting. So, yeah. But as I was saying, this thing is up and going. We got to see, thanks to a lot of people on like YouTube. They're out today. We got to see the Panthers got started. Wester did a little bit in Baltimore. Got to see what Shiloh was doing. Unfortunately, Will Shepherd did not make it through his physical, whatever going on with that. But everything is on the up and up. Really, haven't heard much about them boys that was down there. I know we had a couple guys at the mini camp invited out in Denver. So we haven't heard much with that. And I see Simon Craig and BJ Green's down there in Jacksonville. I ain't really heard much about them. But I know those guys have what it takes to get it done, to get the opportunity. And, I don't know what happens as far as, I remember Deke McClendon made the Panthers last year, and then they traded him, I think, to Miami. I don't know where he at this year. So I do know trades do happen in the offseason, during the off season, and also during the season. They just move these guys on the practice squads and stuff like that. So a lot of times it's not where they start, where they're going to end up, especially with these free agents. Sometimes they get cut, another team pick them up. Got to have a good agent. So we're going to have to keep an eye on it. But right now, it's pretty cool to have a few guys down in Jacksonville together. That's the only team so far. It would have been in Tampa Bay, too, if Will Shepherd had been there, where we had multiple guys on there. A couple guys trying to get opportunity in Denver, too. But one guy also got Herman Smith over there with the Raiders. A lot of people not familiar with Herman Smith. But Herman Smith was one of the guys that was at Jackson State. And the first year, instead of himself coming over to Colorado with Coach Prime, he went to another school, smaller school, in San Jose or something like that. And then he got a little PT, and then Coach Prime brought him over to Colorado this last year. Solid guy. I know he was pretty decent down at Jackson State. So he whatever he did, got the eyeballs of people to get him a opportunity, a free agency opportunity. For a guy who didn't start, he did play at Colorado some, especially with injuries, and he did do special teams. So maybe that's where his film is coming from, because he special teams is his best bet from where he at now. And that's what his specialty was at Colorado. And, a lot of times you don't really get to pay attention. They say Idaho State is where he went, I guess. Yeah. Will Shepherd, I don't know what's going on with that physical. We'll have to keep an eye on whatever that is. And Shedeur, different stuff out there on why Shedeur got in his situation and all that. I don't know what's true about that, but yeah, they're doing good. So next step is going to the real deal camp, right? So this is what we're gonna see. What's next? Jimmy looked like he's gonna have some opportunity at where he's at. Y'all, you know I wouldn't be Greg said it if I didn't be real with y'all. I know y'all come to my channel, y'all want to hear the real. Sometimes you want to hear the right stuff. I'm gonna say the right stuff, but I'm gonna be real with y'all. I had a theory. Shedeur gonna do good. When has Shedeur never done good? That's the thing. These clowns playing themselves. He's never done bad. He hasn't done bad. We haven't seen him do bad. We seen him have some rough games. What's going on? But you take them pads off, you put him in 7-on-7, he gonna pick you apart just like he had a line. He gonna pick you apart. I mean, we not. A lot of people talk about accuracy. Shedeur is more than accurate. Shedeur makes some throws, some hard throws, man. He makes hard throws, and a lot of people can't make them. He makes tight throws for a person they say don't have no arm. He's very good with just making plays. Let me see. So, a lot of people are surprised what Shedeur doing. Yeah, I'm finna be real with y'all. Because I kind of threw this theory out. I was on B Watch show. We was on the show together on Thursday. Been doing it about a year or whatever. We talked about my theory on why block bully, and people didn't catch it. If you really catch, you got it. You know, you know. I gave a theory on block bully really suffered because his whole situation. I felt bad for him when they drafted Shedeur behind him because he even if he played better, the pressure is gonna be on anybody that's in front of Shedeur, and he's too close to Shedeur. Just off of just fan favorite, he's gonna have pressure on his back, regardless, because more people like Shedeur. It's gonna be not political, but popularity at best. So he's in a bad spot. Anybody, I mean, Flacco, everybody's in a bad spot if they want Shedeur to play. But this boy here seems like he in Shedeur way. He got a bad. He gonna catch a lot of negative press. But anyway, what I was saying, when they did what they did to Shedeur, I'm finna bring it. People don't realize what it's about. He slide. The last see, it's not like Shedeur was about to slide, and the people who behind him finna go in front of him like Wester. We was expecting Wester and Jimmy to go in third and fourth round. That's what we saying. And that might would have happened if Shedeur had went first round, because you notice as soon as they drafted him, boom, Jimmy and Wester came back to back. If you really pay attention to all three of them, but there's don't even talk about Shedeur. If you pay attention to how they're going about it with Jimmy and Wester, they're not really treating them like I won't say walk-ons. They're not treating them boys like free agents. The staff really likes them guys. They really everybody liked Wester. It's almost like they couldn't touch none of them boys until Shedeur went. So the fact is this, that I said something right there. Nobody could be touched until Shedeur went. So if Shedeur go in the fifth round, them boys are lucky to get drafted. They pretty much going to be pushed into being in a free agent situation. But they was good enough. So that shows you if Shedeur had went first round, them boys would have went third and fourth round. They just couldn't be touched until Shedeur got touched. Does that make sense? They couldn't touch Shedeur. I mean, they couldn't touch nobody because the thing was, it wasn't about Shedeur. It was about the message. So if it was about Shedeur, they would have said, forget Shedeur, we're going to get everybody else. And LeJounte would have went fifth round or whatever. But they couldn't touch nobody until Shedeur. So the next people up was Jimmy and LeJounte, which we thought would be going second, third, and fourth round. The only round left was seventh. And then everybody else went in the free agency. Fast forward back to that. It was projected for a long time. Shiloh would go in the fifth round where Shedeur went. So the fact that Shedeur went late, Shiloh told y'all. I said it before he said it. Shiloh said, well, y'all, he doing him like that, I'm screwed. Shiloh know that. Shiloh said out his own mouth. You see what I'm saying? So That theory has a basis with Block Bully. Block Bully was a victim of that. He was a victim of that situation. And Jim and LeJounte, they wasn't 7th-round picks. Do you want to tell me why they? Cause look how they being treated. They is all over Jimmy up there. They is LeJounte. Them boys gonna mess around and be in starting positions. At least on special teams. LeJounte gonna mess around and be probably on that second rotation as a receiver. He stay healthy and do well. Same thing with Jimmy. They not gonna have a hard time making the team, but they 7th-round draft picks. 7th-round draft picks are usually like, whew. But everybody know Jimmy and LeJounte was not 7th-round draft picks. Everybody know that the Shedeur is not a 5th-round draft pick. If you ask me how, it's more than freaking marketing. They can play stupid all they want. Why is Shedeur not only on all the cover, everything Browns? I'm looking at social media, everything say Cleveland. I'm thinking it's Shedeur. Cleveland Browns. Everything Cleveland talking about Shedeur. He on everything like he Flacco. But he a 5th-round draft pick. You look at everything the NFL throwing up, Shedeur. Now, they played Shedeur, but then they turned around and put him on all the top of it because they know, okay, you say they know the people looking at him. That was a silly game they played. And I'm thinking, y'all, they realizing, if they didn't realize before, that Shedeur got a lot of following. And the NFL can't be that stupid. Because they play with that boy, man, somebody going to get hurt. Somebody money going to get hurt real bad. The Browns play with Shedeur the wrong kind of way. They're already on edge. Their own original fans might turn on them. Forget the newcomer fans who just there for Shedeur. The regular fans might turn on. The Saints fans mad to this day. They might boycott. They might rush Shedeur jersey in the stadium. If they go to losing, they going to be mad. They going to be PEs. They call Gabriel Drew Brees. Yeah. But Shedeur players, what they were doing to Shedeur in the picture, and Gabriel like, oh, he know he's screwed. Gabriel know he's screwed. Gabriel know he's screwed. That means the press already was against Shedeur. Yeah, you're right. Just hurt their money. I want y'all to think about this. Well, guess what? They signed him for 3 years. They could have had him more. You see what I'm saying? So they only shorten their leash with him. If he do stay, as soon as he get the clicking, he gone. And he gonna go to a bigger market. They could have kept him longer if they had him in a better contract in the first round. That's their dumb fault. So if it turned out good, it's good temporarily for them. They're gonna have a young quarterback in his prime, and they ain't gonna have the money to pay him to stay. 3 years go by quick. Shiloh chose the Buccaneers for a reason. The coach had a relationship with Coach Prime. They like Shiloh. Let me tell y'all something about Shiloh that nobody talking about. What Shiloh doing right now, younger and more healthy, Shiloh could have came out of Jackson State. You know that was his 4th year? You know he graduated from Jackson State, right? He actually did 2 more years with the COVID and injury or whatever at I might have a vote on their hands. They're gonna have a problem. Them fans gonna flip out because they happy. See, and they the one pay the bills. They pay the bills for the owners to pay the bills. Nobody's checking on y'all. You know? Shiloh about what? Almost 25? Let me tell y'all something about Shiloh that nobody talking about. But Greg gonna say it. Shiloh could have graduated from Jackson State, and they could have did this crap to him then. They said they played with these boys. They gave Shedeur a HBCU draft pick anyway. This is what they wanted to give him anyway. This is what they wanted to keep him at Jackson State for. Oh, you can't play at this level. And then he went and performed. They was already ready to give him a 5th-round draft pick. They gave him to him anyway. Shiloh was going to get a free agency anyway. Shiloh had came out of Jackson State, never played one down. It would have been felt justified. They would say, oh, he only there because he Coach Prime's son. He left South Carolina. He did all right at Jackson. Most of his interceptions and everything came in Jackson State. He could have came out of Jackson State and got a free agency. He did 2 extra years. Matter of fact, he did 1 year and he stayed an extra year to get drafted. And to get drafted with his brother. He didn't stay there to get no free agency. He could have went free agency. You know, a lot of guys, they stayed to get a better draft position. He could have been gone if he gonna do a free agency. But he was there to help his dad, and he wanted to get drafted. They screwed him because they were screwing his family. But you look at it, Shiloh is old, man. He's really a veteran. When you go in the locker room with somebody like Shiloh, Shiloh is not a typical rookie. He's older than some of the guys already there. He played against and with some of the guys already there. He's not Shedeur. He's a couple years older than Shedeur. That's what people don't get. People say, oh, he taught so well. Shiloh is old as dirt, man. He graduated a couple years ago. He's old. His confidence, his manhood, he's not a typical rookie. He already know one, his dad played him. He said, I'm gonna go buy everybody snacks. I thank the veterans for helping me out. He's saying all the right stuff. He know everything to say. He not dumb. Plus, he a grown man in a kid's game. The man did 2 extra years in college, and he was already older. So when you look at it, he's in the pros. He really already a pro. He already a pro from one, his age, his experience, and his dad. He already know how the NFL works. It's not like he gonna be in the bright lights gonna get him. He's not gonna have to adjust. All he gonna do is learn the defense. Then he gonna jump in there with the pros like he been there. So when you anybody with sense know you draft a Shiloh, you drafting a pro. You can't treat him like he don't know, he don't belong. He gonna go make the team, then he'll go take somebody's spot. And he know exactly how he gonna do it. He know my route of special teams. I'm gonna go down there, I'm gonna knock somebody's head off on the punt return, the kickoff. Everybody gonna go, ooh, and I'm gonna wait for somebody to get hurt, and I'm gonna get my opportunity, I'm gonna get in the game. It's gonna be hard to get me out. And he gonna look like he belongs because he a grown man. He's not 21 years old. He's not. He's not the typical rookie. Nobody talking about that. Yeah, we're gonna once he get into this big count, it's gonna be interesting. He's, Browns could have had Shedeur, Shiloh, and Hunter. Yeah, their money issues would have been gone for a generation. I don't know what that dumb stuff they were playing. They almost missed Shedeur. Yeah, yeah. Their money issues would have been over. They could. I hear they about to build a new stadium. If they had got Travis and Shedeur, they would have been good. They would have made so much money off of their merch and their tickets and TV. Just like Colorado, it would have been like Colorado. They would have had all. I mean, the money issues would have been gone. They would have been making money like a big market because everybody gonna want to see that. I don't know what they were thinking about. People think about the wrong stuff. We need more people to do Cleveland Brown content like they did Colorado. I mean, it's coming, but nobody's gonna commit to that right now. I mean, it's just started, but Shedeur ain't even made the team yet. Technically, he's in a situation where they want to be there. They can trade him. You know, it's still early. Yeah, yeah. They gonna do like they did with every other quarterback. They gonna build him up for somebody else in a bigger market. Period. Period. We're gonna see all the channels, all the stuff gonna be. We're gonna see what they say. They gonna pop up. Yeah, Shiloh is definitely quick. He's been putting in a lot of work. So his 40 times, but everything. I mean, he's put in the work. With Coach Swayze out there. Uh, yeah, I mean they popping up. He don't want to play. Sean Watson gonna be out for this season though. They just set him up for the trade. He gonna be somebody backup after this. Shiloh's the same age as Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel old, but I mean they like them old quarterbacks up there. Oregon. Cause Bo Nix was old. Cause Shiloh played against Bo Nix. Bo Nix just came out last year. Yeah, but Dylan Gabriel's so small, man. Nobody want to talk about that. He's small. He's small, dude. I didn't realize he was that small. And nobody proving they can take the hit Shedeur can take. Everybody talk that big talk. Cam Ward nobody ain't battle tested. Nobody can tell you they know exactly how this thing gonna go once they go to get hit. Only one quarterback you know who gonna get hit and still gonna produce. and not get hear footsteps. Yeah, you hear footsteps and do certain stuff, but he's still gonna produce. You know, I didn't think about Dylan. He didn't talk about that Dylan threw on day 2. Shiloh said he was there for the family business. Yeah, yeah. I mean, but at the same time, he was also there to get drafted. He could have did a whole free agency thing 2 years ago if that's what he wanted to do, and then he stayed the extra year. Best believe he planned on getting drafted, and he supposed to be getting drafted when his brother got drafted at the very least 5th round. Probably better for Shedeur. One of them injury. The Saints gonna have a man. I don't know, man. The Saints, they really see teams trying to do this show out this little NFL franchise thing, man. It's backfire because they got a fan base. I know they trying to think they're God of this world, but these people, they pay for certain players to be there. They come to see certain players. If you're not gonna honor that, you're gonna lose your fan base. You already losing. You don't want to be blacking out. Why they so long? A lot of teams, all these teams who made the dumb decisions was losing. That's why they had these picks, and they've been losing, and you could tell because they making losing decisions. Uh, yeah, I mean, and maybe that was a risk of it all. Maybe they didn't want to take Travis and Shedeur because they said that is one step away from losing their job. Maybe that's what they worried about. Should know he's too bad. Yeah, it depends if they value him. It depends if they value him. I don't. I'm not. I don't see them value him. I only have one. I only have my iPhone. And I might start on page Browns. Somebody will do something. If it's gonna be worth it, because the Brown stuff might be short lived, man. If they that kind of silly. Or tell me why I should have thought more of outside of Colorado. He said, "Tell me why it should have thought more of outside of Colorado." Yeah. I mean, you got to even think about Colorado. I mean Boulder is a small city, small market. Since Shedeur to New Orleans, I know that. I know that's what they want. If I here in front of my car, house can't drive. They lost their quarterback. Who they lost? I heard a rumor that Aaron Rodgers retired. Did that happen? Because they good. Pittsburgh good and screwed. That's what they deserve for being silly. They didn't have that now. Yeah, he left-handed. He left-handed. Yeah. I'm just catching up to y'all. I'm gonna catch up a little bit. Yep. Should do a battle tested. Winning and winning only. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do care about winning and winning only because y'all been losing for so long, I think Colorado was in that same situation. See, this is the thing about a Shedeur. Shedeur had a Jackson State that his dad took over that had been not winning for a minute, not consistently. And then you talking about Colorado. We know they don't have a good, bad couple decades. They had a winning season or two every now and then, but nothing consistent. So when you go to someone like the Browns, yeah, they don't have a couple winning playoff runs every now and then. But if you average that over years, they ain't done that. So why would you choose a guy like Shedeur who's proven already 2 times that he can go into that situation? Why would he? Let me see something. So it's a silly game at the end of the day because that whole move on Shedeur, like I said, it affected everybody because it looked like everybody's getting respect. You drafting guys like him in the 5th round, and he's getting first round attention, but you say he won the first rounder. You say it's all hype, but then he's performing on the field. And you really gonna be looking crazy when he get out there with your veterans. Right now he's out there just with another rookie. So then you look at Shiloh. Shiloh's a free agent. He's getting some respect. Jimmy and LeJounte getting respect. We know what Travis doing. I think that like Sylvan Craig. Okay, he probably went free agent. You say he's small. BJ Green. There's no way in the world BJ Green, after all he's done over the last couple of years, should not have been at least in the last few rounds. But like I say, once Shedeur was held up, it was everybody was jacked up at that point. But BJ Green, what he did before Colorado was something. He still produced. And I'm gonna tell you right now, it ain't gonna be too many linemen that's gonna be able to block him coming off that edge. He has some moves for you. There's no way you got a guy like that out there and you act like he can't make the team. And I ain't talking about no special teams. He's a authentic edge rusher that somebody can be benefiting from having. Somebody got to benefit from having. It should be. They say Shedeur should be the starting quarterback, period. Get guys and the numbers into the pressure. He said Cleveland is nasty me. And that's what I said, y'all. That's why I said get y'all Tangler box up there. You see what's going on in local press. You ain't finna hear it. But you got a box you can cut on and see exactly what they're saying if that's what you're into. I might do a video to just kind of demonstrate that for y'all one day. I get some time and show y'all how I can pull up these channels and see what they talking about. And Shedeur. I ain't gotta wait to ESPN to talk about it. First year is better than it. I mean, it's a desperate attack and assault on Shedeur. You basically discredit everything you say when you say he's not athletic, but you got video of him running and pulling away. You saying he doesn't have an arm and he throw the ball a mile in the air for 50, 60 yards, drop right in the bucket. And it's like, you really look really desperate because Shedeur's numbers, he gonna say they was all screen passes. You sound stupid. He got whole highlight tapes and they ain't all screen passes. Very few screen passes on this highlight tape. Because why would that be your highlight? That's not your highlight tape. That's the other player's highlight. If you throw a screen pass, you take it to the house, that ain't going to be on Shedeur's highlight. It's going to be on that player's highlight. So you got to be really, really desperate to put Shedeur in that situation where you act like he's not credible. His stats are not credible. The fact that he won the Golden Arm Award. Yeah, you didn't want to give him not a shot, not even the conversation. On your own merit, not his, to not put him in the Heisman run. But then again, he not in the Heisman run, but not only is he in the run for the number one quarterback in the country. What you had, how many other quarterbacks on the stage? You had Travis Hunter, you had 2 other quarterbacks and a running back on the stage. Now one of them quarterbacks won, and that's rare. Let me show you how rare that is. Usually that guy who's going for that Heisman, if he's a quarterback, one of them guys going to win the Golden Arm. You had 2 quarterbacks on that stage, and not one of them won the Golden Arm. Yet you got the guy who won the Golden Arm not even in the top 5, top 10 conversations of a Heisman. That's how you know these folks was clowns then. That's when we should have really known. We should have known these folks was on some foolishness then. Which the whole time they was trying to find every way possible to discredit him from being on the in the Heisman run. But for somebody to go and win that award and they ain't nowhere to be found in the Heisman race, that's dumb because you got 2 people who were quarterbacks in that race. And now one of them won the award. That don't make sense. Y'all want somebody to do the research. Go back in history and show me where you had a quarterback who was in the Heisman run who didn't win the Golden Arm. Didn't not Bo Nix or Penix, didn't one of them win it? They both was in it the year before. Did a guy outside of Bo Nix and Pennant win the Golden Arm Award? Somebody tell me that. You got two quarterbacks in the Heisman race. One of them better be winning the top quarterback. Why is they even there? Maybe Jaden Daniels won. Somebody won. But it was somebody in that Heisman run. That one, that Heisman race had 3 quarterbacks in it and one in the receiver. Because, you really think about it, the Heisman is typically a quarterback type of thing. Travis Hunter just came and stole it. I mean, you couldn't deny what he did. Y'all tell me. This thing is looking interesting. Y'all don't know how to feel. I don't know how y'all feel. But I feel like I don't trust Cleveland. I don't trust the NFL. They ain't giving no reason to trust it. They showed me that they willing to use the man's image and likeness and play with him and play with us. Let them play with us, y'all. We need to play with them. Shut they crap down. Don't watch now game. Everybody needed to. And they screwed your fan base. Your fan base need to buck too. Put these people back in their place. They've been playing the hand of God for too long. Because that's what it's about. The fans, right? That's what they say. Where's Scatterboo? Where's Scatterboo end up going? What did Scatterboo end up going? Scatterboo had a good senior year. I think he went to the Giants or something. I don't know. Scatterboo had a good senior year. I don't know. I don't know how Arizona State snuck up out of nowhere at the end and just ran everybody down. You said demonstrate the who? That would be great if you demonstrate the pop. Yeah, Giants. I believe he went up there with the Giants. I'm with you, but I watch the crap. And if they playing with these boy, I ain't watching and they on the bench. We're in this place where I told y'all last year where we know that these boys was coming. We knew that there was a chance a lot of these boys gonna make NFL this year. Last year we didn't have really Xavier Weaver made it. I watched his preseason game on Tangler box, but I didn't really see that during the season. I think he got hurt, stuff like that. But I don't spend a lot of time with NFL because one, I think the junk ragged is rigged and all kinds of stuff. That's my other side of how I feel about what Shedeur got to go do some rigged crap. So you the quarterback got to be very much involved in that stuff. I don't see some weird stuff. So I'm not really too, but they rig it up with the coaches and with the referees and all that. We seen how they were rigging up Colorado to lose. When they say it's scripted, they say we're going through our script. When they say it's scripted, it is scripted. They literally use the term script. So if I got the script, the other team got the script, we control how the game goes. And the referees involved, shoot, we can determine who wins. I can put you in position to succeed, or I can put you in position to fail and control the game like a good old WWF. So, let's call it what it is, entertainment. And since we're going to call it entertainment, because it just might be fake as all get out, I would hope this whole storyline is what some people say is just a false flag or whatever, and Shedeur them in. I doubt Shedeur them is in on it, but his whole thing is set up. I don't know, because that's risky and stupid. But I would think if it's really about money, you would put Shedeur and let him just be the face of it, because he's already the face of his generation, and that's what the people want. And going about your business. So the fact you trying to play this God complex, show me something else is going on. Something else is going on. But I know that they don't care about no talent because they want the other team to win. The other team gonna win, and you gonna have to help them win. So it's other stuff going on, y'all. I think they want Shedeur and his family to be on a certain page with them so they can trust them. Hey, throw me some games. Forget how good you is. Throw the game. And if you just on your own, we can't trust you to be, the man. So we ain't gonna let you be no first round quarterback. We ain't gonna let you ever be a starter till you prove to us you on our payroll, not your own agenda. You know. we know what's going on, Alan. We know what's going on. On some level, it is. It's just a matter of who all involved. Now, I just told y'all they say the game is scripted. It's a script. We're going through our script. If at the very least the coaches on the same page, but the players got to be involved too, especially the quarterback. I don't watch quarterback step right back and throw it right to him. I say quarterbacks are marksmen in a lot of cases. A lot of these guys, man. I don't even play quarterback, and I'm somewhat of a marksman. Ask about it. And they ain't even play quarterback. If I was a baseball guy, I know this is what they do. This is what they do. They got more control over that ball than you think. It's just like your boy Steph Curry. All them shots he can shoot behind his neck and all that. And lethal shooter. You can tell me if you can make the shot, you can miss it. If you that good at making shots, you can miss it too by just moving a little to the left. You're good enough to make it and miss it at will. Trust me, you that good at making that. You can hit 30 shots in a row. You can determine which one you gonna miss. You can go hit, miss, hit, miss, hit. If you that good, then you know what to take to miss it. You that automatic. So quarterbacks the same way. I mean, I'm that accurate with my arm. I can if I know how to make it where only my guy can get it, then I also can make it where the other guy can get it if I want to. If that's what they want me to do. We don't heard about boxers taking falls and everything. The professional sport game ain't, it is what it is. They into a whole nother league right now. Clearly, how they just did them in this draft or how they making it proceed to be, whatever it is, they in another ball game. And somebody asked me about the Brady situation. I mean, Brady would be a whole lie to say that he ain't got nothing to do with it. He ain't had no input. What's the point of you being there if you don't have no insight, no input? You ain't got no point of being there. What's going on? We got Big Worm in the building. Ain't nothing strange about if he's such a freak, then why he wouldn't be a freak enough not to be able to miss a shot when he want to? What's the string? What's the string? You call him a freak? That mean he is extreme enough to make 100 shots in a row. Then how can a person make 100 shots in a row and not be able to miss one when he want to? You can't call him a freak. And his skill level is so good that he can make all them shots and he can't also miss them. He'll throw games if that's the agreement he come to. That box is up there in the corner right here, defeatcable.com. Finish your box. Don't just click this. Don't just fill out a form, go all the way through. Because if y'all have an issue, let me know. But it should take you to a PayPal page to make a payment. Once you fill out the form, once you buy it. Yeah, you should better do all that. But that's the box. Defeatcable.com, take it to the Tangler box. We got enough people here to let you know. They let you know how this thing go. They got it here. About shots and basketball. Yeah, they can do what they want, man. Trust me, I know. I know. Like I said, I don't even play quarterback. When I was young, I could go in and put a baseball where I wanted it. I could go in and put that baseball where I wanted it. That's how I'm gonna hit that block with it. Boom! I used to play in the yard. You were a kid, you used to get rocks and see can you hit stuff. I'm doing that marksman, man. You get enough repetition. I put that ball where I want to put it at. And if I can put it on where my man can get it, I surely can throw it a little behind him so the other guy can get him. Now it's up on him to catch it and all that. And I don't think it's perfect science. I think people drop that mess. I think people mess up because they're human. They playing with a whole lot of fire, man. They don't open up a can of worms they can't close because they shown that they know how to manipulate crap. I know they can manipulate crap. Some of y'all just not hearing about they can manipulate crap. They ain't just manipulating the draft. They manipulate the games. And they're not going to put you as a franchise quarterback on your own running rough shot. You're going to have to be down with the system. And that's what they're really showing them. You're going to have to be down with the system. You're going to be down with us. You can have your own mind. We say go say something crazy out there, say something crazy. You say go protest against such and such and such, and whatever, we see whatever movement going on, you gonna be the face of it because you the face of the NFL, or you the face of the NBA. Why are you talking about that? Why are you talking politics? Yeah, they do all that because it's bigger than football. I don't told y'all. Clearly, if it was about football, they would have drafted Shedeur. Because there's no way you gonna tell me you didn't know, you didn't freaking know that all these people behind him. You can look at his Instagram and show that. You can look at what happened in Colorado and know that. So if it really was about making just money and doing, he gonna bring you all the fans in the world. That's a given. You ain't that dumb. The little research they do can see that. All that research, they can talk to your fourth grade teacher and all that. They should know that much about you. Just last couple years, what you did. Ooh, something out of my throat. Vegas has a lot more. Something went down the wrong way. You just say a humble Shedeur. This the same Shedeur. What y'all see? Where you been? This the same Shedeur you see in pretty much every press conference, except the ones y'all want to make a big deal out of. This the same Shedeur. Where y'all been? A humble Shedeur. You see what you see one press conference and you say he's not humble. You don't know what question and what type of people in that room and what they triggered for him to do that. Yeah, he trying to trying to do what his dad do, because he can't do what his dad do. He ain't got his daddy personality. His dad kind of quiet too, but his dad a little more showman. Shedeur is kind of like laid back. So y'all who think y'all know Shedeur, Shedeur is not uh, a loud, boastful guy. He puts that mess on for football, but that's Shedeur. Clearly, you don't know Shedeur if you say, "Oh, that's a humble." Shedeur is a quiet. He's probably one of the quietest ones in his family. He's one of the most laid back. Matter of fact, I've been the one who talked about him being too nonchalant. So I know some of y'all knew, but if that's why you need to subscribe. You really want to know about Shedeur. I know everybody going to Cleveland channels. This is the channel. We've been doing this with Shedeur since they came to Colorado and Coach Pryor. You really want to know what's going on? Go back and look at the videos. We've been talking about Shedeur for a long time in this thing. We know Shedeur. Shedeur is very nonchalant at times. He's very chill at times. He's not boastful. He's not the most vocal guy. When he get on the football field, he knows how to be vocal. But even when he does interviews, people say he was boring. He was this, because that's not his personality. He's not gonna turn all the way up like his dad or even Shiloh. He's not gonna do that. He goes but so far. So when you say he's humble, that he appears humble most of the time because that's how he is. He likes hanging with kids because he's comfortable with the innocence of the kids and all that. Kind of like, I don't want to say Michael Jackson, but yeah, he's more reserved. So you're not looking at humble, you're looking at his actual personality. You know, where again I ask you, where's you? I just said, where you been since you talk? Where you been? I ain't never seen you before, so where you been? Since you know him better than us, and we've been covering him for years. Where you been? Every time he's in front of the camera, you sound like, boy. Every time he's in front of the camera. So where you seen him on the camera every time? Where you been that you seen him on the camera every time? I'm just being real with you. If he does it every time, where you been? Show me that every time he's in front of the camera. Because you sound foolish. Because we don't watch too many interviews of this boy. He ain't popping nothing in front of the camera every time. So you say every time. Where you been? You just showed up a month ago and it's every time? Like, what are we talking about? He got some press training. But you sound foolish, man. This man been in front of the camera since he was 5 years old. His dad is his press training. What are you talking about? And don't if you do, don't if you don't. Some people say he ain't even some people, you got to be new. That's what I'm telling you. You got to be new, and that's fine. But don't talk like you know him. I mean, it's clearly you knew. I'm looking at your stuff. Maybe you're a Browns fan. Maybe you knew. We ain't new to Shedeur. We know him very well. So that's all. I'm just trying to let you know. Yeah, it ain't no press training he got in the last week or two that changed. He's the same Shedeur that we've been seeing for years. He don't went off on press before after games. I mean, this is the same Shedeur we've been seeing. Let me see the NFL. They already showed you how they gonna handle it. That's the thing. You believe somebody when they show you. He doesn't pop off. Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. He's too nonchalant. I wish he would pop off more. Yeah, he's very reserved. He's very reserved. If people running, they talking about, oh, he did this, he that. You clearly don't know, but we'll let you know. Yeah, they gonna backfire on him because whether it's real or fake, and y'all can disagree, agree or not. At the end of the day, it's fans. Who I'm not even fans, so I ain't gonna put myself on that. It's fans that doggone who pay the bills, who watch the games. We cut these TVs off, they done. They done. Yeah, they listen to the media, man. All he do is this. Come on, man. We follow this, but we got background from it. We got well off. I bet you not even subscribed to well off if you saying this kind of stuff. And even then they be flexing. But half the time he just be like, when he don't feel like it. When he don't feel like putting on, he don't put on. He got his own channel. He got his own channel. He don't even flex on his own channel when he do his what is it, overtime, whatever, with Darius. So we got too many, you know, we got too many things. We got too many things. Uh, ain't no debate. Well, we know you knew. We know you knew. I see you knew. I see you knew. I don't think you're a hater on that. I just think if you really would Shedeur, yeah, you brand new. We get it. We can tell. We ain't gonna tear you up. We can tell. We know the difference between somebody want to be, a clown and somebody who don't know. That's why we telling you. You go to Well Off or whatever. Shedeur got his own channel. You go check out, and you'll see the consistency in his persona. His personality is the same. He talk like this. He whoa 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 whoa. And then sometimes he just get real nonchalant. He just be like, and sometimes he play like that. And that's been my biggest thing with him because I knew they were going to try him at some point. I didn't know they were going to try him with the fifth round crap, but I knew at some point they was going to try to leverage it because Shedeur could throw 4-5 touchdowns. He could be one of the best quarterbacks ever. He can run up a score so quick on you and don't even realize it. And then the rest of the game, he just get bored. I say he just get bored. He just be like, he just be going through the motion. Shedeur the kind of quarterback, he can run up the score. It'd be 28-0 before you know it, and he don't even realize it. He be like, I'm bored. Or he could be down 28-0 and run you down in like 5 minutes. He be like, darn. That's the kind of quarterback he is. His maturity has to kick in to the point where he doesn't have to be motivated. That's why I said maybe this gonna motivate him because he's good enough to get bored, if that makes sense. He's the kind of kid who like is really smart in class and can run through the work and be bored. They're like, it's not challenging. College wasn't challenging him. Outside of him getting hit all over the place, it wasn't challenging. So hopefully this will challenge him. That's what I'm describing. Like Shedeur is a yeah. You really want to know what's going on with Shedeur. It ain't gonna be on no Cleveland channels. It's not. It's gonna be on channels like this. There's some other guys out there that some of us collaborate, some of us don't. But a lot of the guys who've been following Shedeur, who really just cover it like that. I know Well Off, Reach the People, have the behind the scenes, pregame. Those are in-house stuff. But stuff like I know some people do different things. Some people do look at film. Some people look at the big breaking news. I just do the real talk. So that's why I talk the way I just do the real talk. Like, okay, this is what's really going on. I'm gonna say the stuff nobody else want to say. That's why it's called Greg Said It. I ain't hiding from nobody. I might not get no sideline seats. So I'm gonna tell you the real with Shedeur. If Shedeur is slipping, I'm gonna say he's slipping. I'm not gonna dog him out, but I'm gonna say he's sleeping. I'm gonna say stuff that nobody else want to say because they might mess up their little click inside. Might not ever get a text from the inside or something like that. But it usually comes true. And then I see the setup coming a mile away. I'm not one thing I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna lie. Shedeur is not it's a persona he want to put on. His dad is not even a cocky dude. His dad is more aggressive though. Coach Prime is more aggressive. He's more like Travis Hunter than Shedeur. Travis Hunter, he refused to get beat. Coach Prime refused to get beat. He gonna work hard. He got natural born ability. Very competitive. I don't think Shedeur is as competitive as his dad and Travis Hunter. He's competitive, but not like them. They're more aggressive. They could turn that thing way up. He's more laid back. So he's trying to put on a persona like his dad, but his dad, they say he can't back it up like his dad. His dad was more aggressive, dominant. Shedeur could be dominant, but he's more nonchalant. He's more like he's friendly. Like I said, when people see he said certain stuff, that ain't even his personality. That's not his personality. He will get bucked on the football field. He turns to another person out on the football field. But when it comes to press conferences and all that type of stuff, he really not that type of person. He really not the aggressive, cocky kind of person. That's a persona that he put on. That's his family persona. That's what Coach Prime put on prime time. But you look at him outside of that, he a laid back dude too. He a quiet dude, an introvert type of dude too. You ain't gonna find none of them hanging out at the club at parties like the media want you to believe. Laid back dudes to they self, to their family. That's what they are. But they put on these public personas and people get it twisted. Shedeur is even more mild than his dad. Yeah. But we know. So we gonna speak up. So if you really want to know what's going on, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Because we gonna talk about the real. And you watch the other channels. But if you really want to know people who really know these people, who really been following them more than just the last month or two, this is where you want to be. We ain't the biggest, we ain't the smallest, but this is where you want to be. I guarantee you, people in this chat right here, uh, you know, people in this chat been doing this a long time. They've been on other platforms. They could tell you, right? They don't drink and smoke. They barely got tattoos. The prime try to tell his kid not to get no tattoos. Shedeur and stuff. And got some, but yeah, they say Shedeur do some hookah or something. He don't snuck and did that. He better watch himself because that hookah might be worse than smoking in a lot of cases. What I'm hearing. Outside of Dallas get caught up on Diamond's face card. Yeah, and then you gotta also understand these people smart, man. Shedeur go get these cars. He got a different car. He ain't buying these cars. He might be leasing them. This is all part of his brand, his image. That jewelry that they buy, this is an investment. It ain't going in the trash can. A lot of people don't know. It's an investing side to behind a lot of this stuff. This stuff holds value. So it's bigger than what we think it is. Just put his name. You'll see Shedeur carries football everywhere. Yeah, yeah. He on vacation. I mean, this man be out on the beach throwing the football. He take his people with him. So then people say, I don't think he love football. Man, come on, man. What else he do? Oh, he rap. He rap every now and then. He got what, one song out? He tell you he do it when he have time to do it. He want to be a rapper. Clearly he don't want to be a rapper. Clearly he ain't shopping for no record deal. His brother got more time to rap, and he ain't even trying to be a rapper. Bucky can rap. Bucky got way more songs, and even he ain't trying to be a rapper. Who are you fooling? Shiloh, they do it for fun. That's something. That's what they do. They can do what they want. You're not in control of that. You're not in control of what these people do with their time. I don't agree with everything they do or say. That ain't my problem. That ain't my place. You see? And that's how I feel about it. People get caught all up, jealous of these boys, talking about these boys. Don't you got your own life? I'm about to get off here right now. I got my own life. I got my own stuff I got to get done. We had this conversation. Woo, woo, it's good. Greg said it. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe with your Tangler box, all that good stuff. And I have an inspiration, motivation maybe a little later on. It's Mother's Day. I'm still out here with y'all. Appreciate y'all being here. But I got a life. It's a lot more I can do. I need to do on this channel. You know, it's a lot more I could do. I could take it a lot more serious and do some stuff other folks doing. But I try my best to maintain this. Be consistent on Sunday. Be consistent on my videos on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I go be watched on Thursday. That's a sacrifice in itself. I do all these things to be consistent and maintain what I got. I can do a lot more, but I got a lot going on. So I got into this thing, as you all know who've been here, to be able to tell the truth. I ain't just a football head. I ain't just a Coach Prime head. But I like to see stuff for what it is. And when I don't see people kind of giving that aspect, then that's what I do. That's what I do. So my content is a little different. I don't go into a lot of stats. I don't go into a lot of, this, that. I don't show a lot of videos. For one, YouTube be hating that they have you with the copyright and all of that. It's a lot going on. Just do real straight talk. And boy, they giving us a lot to talk about. And I'm telling y'all, it's not over. I know y'all want to be like, oh, it's done. He's in the league. People went through all that man. They want to play with him. They want to play with their food. They want to make an example out of it. I don't think they're done. I think that we can have a lot of control of how far they go with it because we are watching and we are vocal and he got enough people supporting him. But I don't think their intentions are good for him. I don't think their intentions was as innocent as they say. Oh, it was no big deal. It was no collusion. You full of crap. Y'all all got on the same page despite what you all needed as quarterbacks and everything else. Y'all have different markets and different needs, and y'all all agree. So I know it was some communication, but that's what they want to play us as dummies. So as long as we keep an eye on it, which we will, make sure again y'all subscribe. Greg said it, and we're gonna be talking about it because it's gonna be here. It's not going away. This thing gonna run all the way to August. So now we got this crap going on, and we got to watch to see what's going on with Colorado. So this gonna be a busy year because we usually just do Colorado. Now we got to watch Colorado, the Browns, the Jaguars, the Bucks, see what's going on, and Baltimore, see what's going on with the Panthers, and all these stories gonna develop. So we got a lot to talk about. So y'all be here. Y'all know we'll be. We're gonna be here Sundays 2 p.m. We'll be consistent with that, and we ain't gotta. Rome wasn't built in a day. We ain't gonna talk about all the day. I appreciate you. Y'all enjoy y'all Mother's Day and time with your family, all that good stuff this Sunday. And as always, I'll be talking to y'all soon. Y'all have a good one there.